Today I'm going to do a quick demonstration on the power of using Gravity Sketch as a sub-D modeling tool. So in addition to Gravity Sketch being an excellent creative resource for sketching in virtual reality, real time, it's also an incredibly powerful modeling tool. So anything that you can do in sub-D in, let's say, Alias or Maya or Blender, you can do just as well in Gravity Sketch, but you can also do it in human scale and in an immersive 3D VR space. Now, what I'm showing you here is a series of projects that I've done as demos over the past year or so, just showing you a variety of vehicle types and form languages, from smooth, voluptuous, and sculpted to more structured and edgy, from sports cars to off-road vehicles and pickup trucks. And as you can see, I'm able to achieve a wide variety of shapes and forms, hard edges, soft transitions, interiors and exteriors. So you can see these cars all have full interiors. So it's an incredibly powerful tool for interior design as well. Imagine just being able to sit in the driver's seat and just sketch out an entire interior around you, optimizing the vehicle theme, color and materials, graphics, ergonomics, vision angles, and really being able to visualize the full interior experience. You can see a variety of form languages even on the interiors, from smooth and sculpted to more structured and mechanical and geometric. Also being able to capture various interior package environments. So from a tight sports car all the way through to a full-size truck with lots of space. So I'm going to show you a quick demo today on how to begin a project in sub-D. So you might be asking, how do we establish human scale in Gravity Sketch? It's easy to do in most other CAD programs because you have a lot of dimensional resources to work with. What I have here is a set of wheels. This is using the rigged chassis tool. So under prefabs, I have what's called the rigged chassis, and you can see a menu comes up and you have dimensions to work with. So I can immediately calculate the wheelbase, the track, and even the tire dimensions. I can either pull on the arrows to change the dimensions, can change tire size, or I can type those dimensions into the window here. So that gives me an immediate reference for scale. So from there, I might do a quick 2D sketch, or I might be importing a 2D sketch from a designer. And you can see I've scaled a side view sketch right to the wheels, and I've put it on a transparent layer. So all of a sudden I have the basis for a dimensional package drawing. So I might have a designer, or I might work with a design team in generating a 3-dimensional representation of that 2D sketch as a 3D line drawing. So all of a sudden now I have the proportional basis for everything I need. And as you can see, I've also included a human scale mannequin. So now if I snap to human scale, I can rotate around the vehicle and I can get a life-size representation of the vehicle package. So the next step is to begin building a sub-D surface model. As you can see, I've got some sketches to work from. These might have been sketches from someone on your design team, or it could be sketches you've done yourself, and you're trying to interpret that into a three-dimensional model. So what I like to do is I like to start with the stroke tool in point mode and using the ribbon stroke, and I set it to sub D. I'm just going to change my environment settings a little bit. So with the ribbon stroke, I can create ribbons of sub D surface. So this would be in polygonal view. These would just be simple polygonal shapes. So what I like to do is I like to start with ribbons of sub D surface that represent the main gesture lines of the vehicle. I'm actually going to turn down the opacity a little bit. So I have a very clear view of what I want this to look like. So just to give you an idea of just quickly building, let's say, the canopy. There's four points right there. I can also make it symmetrical by turning on a mirror plane. So I can work real time with a mirror plane. So I'm just going to create a quick centerline ribbon. As I go into edit mode, you'll see I have the polygonal view. I can just switch back and forth, and I can just grab entire edge loops and snap them to the mirror plane. Everything just snaps automatically. And then I just start bringing those control points out. I can just start to align my control points with the sketch. I can add additional edge loops for more control. Just working my polygons. I'm basically just matching the belt line here. And you just automatically snap and weld points together. So now when I go into smooth view, you can see I've got a very nice teardrop canopy. I can just continue to edit those points to match the sketch. Just adding additional control points as needed. So now I'm going to start to build the body side. So again, I just start laying out sub D ribbons. And then I can join them together. And just easily weld and snap objects together. And you can see I'm only using the the line sketch as a reference. And just sort of build out from there. So as I'm blocking it in, I might just stay in poly view for a little bit. Just capture the main design elements. As with any sub D program, you generally want to stay with 4-sided shapes, but for certain transitions, you might find a 3 or a 5-sided shape to be the best solution. So you can see I'm leaving this air intake in the body side. You can see I have my intake hole. You can see very quickly I have a pretty good representation of this body side. Can add additional refinements. One thing I like to do with these sort of scoops and intakes is to put a bit of a mitered edge around it. You can see how the points just automatically snap to each other. If you were to try to weld points and vertices together in most other sub D modeling programs, that usually have to go through a series of menus and clicks. Whereas here you can do it very, very quickly and intuitively. So now I can just take that whole section and just tunnel it in. So I get this nice clean intake. To do wheel arches, you can see I've already got the wheel arches fairly close to aligning pretty well with the tires. So I just bring those out in line with the tires. And then what I can do is create a bit of a hem flange, create those wheel flats. So as you're developing the surface, you can change the environment settings so you can get more reflective environment. I also have a flashlight I can use. There's various different environments. There's even a zebra stripe setting, so you can really check those highlights. So you can really just dial in the optimal character of that surface. And then for those wheel flats, I can just go in and add additional edge loops. To bring out the precision. And using the rig chassis as reference, can really dial in those wheel openings to be nice and concentric. So we'll do the same here. Create a hem flange, wheel flat. Hem it in a little bit. Add some additional edge loops. So now I have this nice controlled wheel flat. I can just fine tune that shape. So it's nice and concentric to the wheel. And it follows really nicely. Just keep refining those surfaces. So now I'm just creating the inner fender surface. It's continuously extruding. You can have those lines transition really nicely into from smaller, tighter edges to softer surfaces. Adding some additional edit points for precision. Building that sail panel. You see everything automatically snaps to the mirror plane really well. I'm just continuously adjusting everything to fit the sketch. So you see, within a span of about 30 minutes, I've been able to really block in a nice, quick representation of the body side with fairly decent highlights and surfaces. So, to check highlights, you have a lot of tools at your disposal. So you have, for example, first of all, you can try different colors. So you can go towards more of a silver color. You can see that does a pretty good job of showing the highlights. You have various environmental HDRIs. You can just show it using, a simple representation of the background environment. And then you have the zebra stripes. That gives you the most highlight control. So given enough time, I can create a fairly complete exterior model and even get quite a bit into the interior. You can export the data as OBJ, FBX, or IGES for further development in Alias or Blender, Maya, or other three-dimensional modeling tools. It also exports directly into VRED, Keyshot, or Blender for 3D visualization as well. So as you can see, Gravity Sketch is an incredibly powerful sub-D modeling program. Imagine being able to design and model directly in full scale with your design team in real time.